William F. Bill Gerdes III, P.E., was the fourth president of Michelmann Steel Construction Company from 1975 to 2006. The company was founded by his Great Grandfather J.H. Michelmann in 1865 and recently celebrated its 150th anniversary, something Bill would have dearly loved being a part of. Bill was the critical fourth generation when it has been proven that so many family businesses failed during or after the third generation. Bill took over from his father, Clarence A. Gerdes, in 1975 and turned the reins over to his daughter, Laura G. Ehrhart, in 2006 after a 50-plus year career with the company. He ran the company successfully for over 30 years. He remained as chair of the Board of Michelmann Steel until his death at the age of 74 in 2009 and was active in the company until the end. Bill graduated from Quincy High School in 1952. He attended Knox College, pledging Phi Gamma Delta fraternity. He then transferred to the University of Illinois, where he received a B.S. in civil engineering in 1957. He took his exams and became a registered professional engineer in Illinois, Missouri, and Iowa, a designation of which he was very proud. He then began his long career at Michelmann Steel Construction Company. Bill was passionate about Michelmann Steel and its history and the history of his family, and felt strongly the responsibility of carrying that history through challenging times and into the future so that he too could leave a legacy for his children and grandchildren. At Michelmann, he felt that people were his most important resource. He was a people person. He said that managing people was the most challenging and the most rewarding part of his role as president. He believed in people and would always go the extra mile to help an employee, whether it was to succeed at work or whether they needed help in their personal lives. He was willing to take a chance on people even if they didn't have the qualities on paper he was looking for. He would give them the opportunity to prove themselves.
He taught me that people are your most important resource, whether it's your employees or your customers or your vendors. People are what matter in a business, and to always treat them well, and people were just the most important part.
He was a very generous man. He was great to me and my family. He shared his knowledge of our business with me. Always was concerned about my family and my kids. He was just a real honorable man that I was proud to call a friend, not only a boss, but a friend.
He worked hard to motivate his employees, realizing that different people are motivated by different things. His employees appreciated his knowledge and experience and his willingness to share them and to teach others. He always pushed his employees to be the best and do the best they could in all things. He believed in the company and reinforced that belief with his employees. He was always loyal to the company and its employees and was aggressive in supporting both. He made a point of knowing his employees well and keeping current on their families and activities. He truly loved Michelmann Steel and cared about everyone who worked there. Bill believed in diversifying his business as the key to longevity and was always looking for ways to add to Michelmann's lines of products and services. He was instrumental in growing Michelmann's two existing divisions, Mid-States Door and Hardware and Tri-State Steel Erectors. He also created and for many years ran two other divisions, Myco Engineering and the MPM Design Group. Bill was always up for trying something new, and he thrived on creativity. He instituted the Thinking Outside of the Box Award at Michelmann Steel, a principle by which he lived and one he encouraged in others.
One of my biggest memories of Bill Gerdes would have been he was always wanting everybody to think outside the box, so he put a little box and put a stick man on top of it, and he would leave it laying around the office, and just really wanted people to always be thinking of better ways to do things instead of just doing everything the way you've always done it.
Bill saw the company through challenging times, specifically the economic downturn of the 1980s, with grace and calm under pressure. Many fabricators went under during this time. There was nothing Bill would not do to keep the company going, including putting his own money into it when necessary. He was one of the first in the area to purchase and begin using computers. There were times when Bill had to make difficult decisions, such as closing a division, but he always took care of his employees, finding a place for them within the company. Bill was also extremely passionate about the city of Quincy and the community in which he lived. Over the years, he volunteered many hours and served on many boards of directors, including the Michelmann Foundation, Quincy Planning Commission. He was instrumental in pushing for a comprehensive plan and in hiring a city planner, the Quincy Building Commission, Quincy Sanitation Commission, the YMCA, Kiwanis, and the Quincy Freight Bureau. He was most proud of his years of service to the Quincy School Board, where he served as president, and to the Vermont Street United Methodist Church, where he served as the Finance Committee chair and chair of the Board of Trustees. Bill's real passion outside of his love for Michelmann Steel was his love for his family. He was a wonderful husband, father, and grandfather, and was always there for his family, supporting their many activities and endeavors. His grandkids have wonderful memories of him singing along enthusiastically and very much off-key to the radio when he drove them places.
He was really generous in his capacity to show and tell people that he loved them, and I think that's something that I took away from his life. He would send flowers to me on Valentine's Day, even when I was a little 8-year-old kid. Nobody else was sending me flowers, but I had flowers from my grandpa. And on Saturdays, he would drive all the way out to our house, which was probably 15-20 minutes from his, with a bag of Underbrinks rolls and drop them off on our front doorstep. And he would always make sure to pick out, a couple of my favorites, the ones he knew were my favorites. And I think that he really just was always showing people that he cared and going the extra mile to do something little, even when he was a busy man and in the course of his business, he still always found the time for those little moments.
At the time of his death, Bill left behind his wife of 50-plus years, Barbara Gates Gerdes, his 3 children, Laura G. Ehrhart, William F. Gerdes IV, and Parker L. Chip Gerdes, and his 4 grandchildren, Clara E. A. Ehrhart, Gates N. Ehrhart, Richard W. Trey Ehrhart, and Alexis M. Lexi Gerdes. With his company Michelmann Steel and his family, and his commitment to the city of Quincy, Bill has left a legacy and will always be remembered for his many contributions and for the type of person he was.